Your host, Susanna May O'Hagan, and today we are talking about Bewitched, the 2005 film. Yes, that's right, there is a film about Bewitched. I'm not sure how to feel about it. Bewitched is a 2005 American fantasy romantic comedy film co-written and co-produced and directed by Noah and starring Nick, Nicole and Will Ferrell. Okay, well, let's get to the plot. I will talk about maybe more Bewitched things if we have time, about fun facts about the TV show. Jack White is a narcissist actor who is approached to play Darren in a remake of sitcom Bewitched, but insists that an unknown plays Samantha. Isabel Beagle is an actual witch who decides she wants to be normal and move to Los Angeles to start a new life and become friends with her neighbor Miranda. So she goes to a bookstore to learn how to get a job after seeing an advertisement of Ed McMahon on television. Jack happens to be at the same bookstore after attending some failed Samantha auditions. Jack spots Isabella and pursues her to audition. Pursues or pressures her to audition. At the time, while she tries to settle into her new life, Isabella intercedes. Father Nigel keeps appearing to convince her to return home. After Isabella impresses the show's producers and writers, Jack finally convinces Isabella to join the show. Also joining the show is legendary actress Iris Smithens as Endora. After a successful taping of the pilot, Isabella happens to overhear a conversation between Jack and his agent, I want to say Richie, about how they tricked Isabella into appearing without having any lines. Furious, Isabella storms off with Miranda and her new neighbor friend Nia. She sees she has three choices: quit, get mad, or live with it. Instead, Isabella's aunt Claire visits and aids in Isabella in casting a love spell on Jack. At the same time, Nigel is introduced to Iris and becomes infatuated with her. The hex works, and Jack becomes love struck by Isabella, insisting on several script changes to give her some dialogue and jokes, ignoring statements from test groups, preferring Isabella over him. Jack's affection for Isabella grows, and he asks her out on a date, making Isabella forget about the hex. But when he brings her home, she remembers and reverses it back to when she and Aunt I want to say Claire, Clara, cast it the next day rather than the events the hex presents. Jack is outraged by the scores he receives and takes his anger out on Isabella, who lashes back at him. Richie fires her and she storms off. Rather than be angry at her, Jack is fascinated with Isabella and chases after her, accepting all her comments. After another taping, with Isabella having dialogue, their romance blooms. But the next day, Jack's estranged wife, Shelley, arrives, Shelia, determined to woo Jack back. Isabella sees this and casts a spell on her, making her sign the divorce papers and having her decide to move to Iceland. Jack's thrilled, announces he will be throwing a party at his house to celebrate the divorce. Nigel attends the party with Iris, and when Nigel begins flirting with much younger guests, Iris reveals that she is also a witch and casts a spell on each girl. When Jack makes a toast stating that the truth will be revealed to everyone, Isabella decides to tell Jack she is a witch. At first thinking she's simply an amateur magician, Jack finally believes her when she levitates him with her broom, flying. Jack becomes frightened and shoos her away with a stick. Really, dude? Offended and heartbroken, Isabella flies off. Jack takes this hard, being brought to the studios by the police and becoming disenchanted with the project. Isabella decides to return home, having no further reason to stay. Jack, imagining himself on the Conan O'Brien show, is visited by Uncle Arthur, who convinces Jack not to let Isabella leave because Jack still loves her and she won't be able to return for 100 years. Well, dang, which is later proven to be a lie Arthur made up to inspire Jack. Arthur drives him to the studio where he finds Isabella at the set. Jack apologizes to her and tells her he wants to marry her. 6 months later, they get married and move into the new neighborhood in the series with the living right across the street. I find it's not really Bewitched. It's like a completely different movie. It's kind of weird. At first, I liked it because this is what I saw before I saw Bewitched, and then I'm like, nope, I like Bewitched better. A movie star, Jack Wyatt, has hit a rough patch in his career. Looking to make a comeback, he signs on to play the role of Darren in a movie version of the popular 1960s sitcom Bewitched. Jack insists that an unknown is hired to play Darren's better half, the beguiling witch housewife Samantha, so the studio finds an up-and-coming named Isabella. Once shooting begins, though, Jack learns that Isabella was cast too well, since she actually is a witch. And you could tell the difference between how good the TV show was and this. It only got 23 in the tomato meter and 28. So critics did not like it, and neither did the audience. They are possibly too generous laughs in the entire movie. An unnecessary mixture of special effects, movie, and romantic comedy without even really committing to either one. They tried really hard to make it its own thing, but it didn't go as it planned, is what I'm thinking. An uneasy mixture of special effects, movie, romance, comedy without even committing to either. From the twitch of Nicole's nose to the comedic appearance soundtrack, there's a nostalgic magic that is left, face it, simply bewitched, which is honor. The concept may be enchanting, but the execution is not. That's what I'm saying. The execution was not great. It would have been a better movie if it was executed better. Okay, let's see what the people have to say, which can't be good either. Love it, best ever, need second one. Underrated movie, it looks great, feels great, and the performances are so much fun. I'm not sure what other reviews were expecting from this film. A classic, a masterpiece of cinema, it's a silly little film playing homage to an old beloved niche sitcom. Sure, Kidman's character starts out as a naive, breathless, quirky sidekick, but soon gets into the groove of it all. Not a film to be taken seriously. Yeah, it's not one of those films that I would be like, oh yeah, that's totally the film that would be like, make the Oscars. It is just a fun comedy. To me, it is a fun comedy. What an adorable rom-com. Yeah, that's it. It's a rom-com. It's light and sweet, so easy to get swept up in the Nicole and William charm. It's 2005 rom-com that feels like a 2005 rom-com. I enjoyed it. It looks good and it's lighthearted. It's fine, not bad. Yeah, see, it's just fine. That's all we basically have. there was something else.